All right, let's just jump right in. We have all been there, right? You're deep inside some high-pressure cybersecurity lab. Things start to go sideways, and bam, you're just bleeding precious time. So today, we're going to break down a system to actually survive that chaos. It's all built around 8 critical tools that can turn a total disaster into real forward momentum. Man, this just hits home, doesn't it? It is that exact late-night moment we all know. Your connection drops, the terminal just dies, and you suddenly realize that that whole mental map you were relying on, poof, it's gone. And it's not just frustrating, it's a total momentum killer.
So what is actually happening in that moment? Is it that you're just not skilled enough, or is there something deeper, breaking down when the pressure really kicks in? This is the central question we've got to answer, because figuring this out is the key to getting unstuck for good.
And here's the truth of it. It is almost never a skill problem. The real issue is that our system for managing information, for keeping track of what we've done, for making good decisions, it just collapses under stress. It's a workflow failure. This reframes the whole problem in such a powerful way. This isn't about you being good enough. It's about having a process that's tough enough, that's resilient enough to survive a dropped connection or just a moment of total confusion. It's a system you can fix, not some personal failing. And this phrase, confusion tax, it illustrates the cost perfectly. The real enemy in these labs isn't the box you're trying to hack. It's that tax you pay. All that time you waste rerunning scans, trying to remember which creds you already tested, and just rebuilding your session from memory. That is the time we can get back. So, how do we fight this? Well, not with just a random list of commands you memorized. We fight it with an integrated kit. I want you to think of these next 8 tools as a complete system, designed for one thing, surviving failure and keeping you moving forward no matter what.
First up is tmux. And seriously, this metaphor is perfect. It is the seat belt for your terminal. You might not think you need it, but the very first time your VPN drops mid-scan and you reconnect, and your entire session is just sitting there waiting for you, you will never, ever go without it again. And this isn't just a feeling. We can actually put a number on it. We're talking about saving anywhere from 20 to 60 minutes of pure rework every single time something goes wrong with your connection. In a Times lab, that's not just a nice to have, that is literally the difference between passing and failing. So the key is to make it a habit, a reflex. Start every single session inside tmux. Use a simple, consistent layout. I like one pane for scans, one for notes, one for my active shell. And name your sessions. These aren't fancy tricks. They're simple, repeatable actions that completely eliminate that confusion tax. Okay, so you've got a stable session now. Awesome. But that's really just step 1, isn't it? Step 2 is having intelligent workflows for the tools you're running inside that stable session, so you're not just scanning and, hoping for the best. Take Nmap. Instead of launching one giant slow scan and going to make coffee, think in tiers. Tier 1 is all about speed. Find those open ports fast, get a quick win. Tier 2 is where you do your focused investigation on just those open ports. And Tier 3, UDP, is something you only touch when you have a very specific reason to. The goal isn't to scan everything, it's to find your next decision point as quickly as you possibly can. And just look at the data here. This table makes the case crystal clear. A single just-in-case scan can cost you over half an hour of just waiting. But a tiered scan, that gets you to a decision point in under 10 minutes. This is all about trading waiting time for action time. Now, let's talk web apps. So many of us, myself included, start by just clicking around, hoping we stumble on something. Burp Suite completely changes that game. It turns that chaotic hope into a scientific process, letting you run controlled, repeatable experiments on every single request and response. And when you finally get credentials, a tool like NetX presents you with a super clear strategic choice. Do you go wide, quickly mapping out everywhere those credentials work across the network? Or do you go deep, focusing all your effort on the one machine where you've already confirmed access? Making the right choice right here can save you from wasting half an hour hammering away at the wrong host. Okay, so we've got the tools, we've got the workflows, but what happens when things still go wrong? Because they will. This is where it all comes together in a simple, repeatable system I call the 15-minute recovery loop. This right here is the heart of this entire explainer. When disaster strikes, you don't panic, you start the loop. The first 3 minutes are just about stabilizing, reattach your tmux session, check your tunnels, and just take a breath to log what went wrong. The next 5 minutes are for rebuilding. Run that quick Tier 1 scan to get your bearings, or get a simple baseline request going in Burp. Then finally, in the last 7 minutes, you move forward. Your only goal is to get one new piece of evidence. Just one. A list of file shares, a working web endpoint. That's it. That's a win. And that's really the core philosophy. You do not need to be a hero. You just need a reliable process. This loop isn't about some sudden stroke of genius. It's about calmly and consistently rebuilding your state of mind and then making one small, correct decision. That is what leads to real progress. So I want to leave you with this question. Think about your last practice session. What was that one moment where you paid the confusion tax? Was it rerunning a scan because you forgot the output? Forgetting which password you tried? What's the one small part of this system you can apply tonight to make sure that spiral never, ever happens again?